We are about to install our first window, which is very exciting. I'll check over to make sure they look healthy, which you can see this little fellow does. Cool. Before we could put the acrylic windows on, we had to prepare for painting, which involved a lot of taping and sanding. For the etch primer to be successful, the aluminium needs to be sanded almost immediately before application. I am about to start mixing the paint. So this will be the very first paint that's going to go on. So here's hoping it all goes as we plan it to. Basically, we've got to do an etch primer, then a 2-part epoxy primer, followed by a 1-part top deck epoxy. Of course, I can't open this. And yeah, then we'll have the top deck done. Very exciting.
Can she make it up? Here, why don't I just hand it to you? Not a drop.
Sure they don't eat. Yeah.
Make sure.
Make sure there's vegetarian tacos for us.
Yeah.
Or else.
We're just gonna ask them. They're gonna write you, so if
Yeah.
they don't have them, you can maybe bring some whatever.
Yeah, good idea. So with this stuff, babe, we can be like as thin as possible. So you can do that and then, you know, thin it out a bit. The Etch Primer by Petite is a 2-part zinc chromate paint. It is self-etching and bonds really well to aluminium surfaces. Not only does it help the next layer of paint adhere, but it also provides a level of corrosion protection. Painting's kind of stressful, but I'm glad it's done. We did it! I think it looks pretty good, huh?
It's stressful when you're on a time limit.
Yeah. And I was saying to Jim, you can see the paint like looks a bit patchy, but that's kind of what this paint does. It only needs the thinnest layer to be successful. So when you first put the roller on, it kind of dries almost instantly and you get like a thick patch, and then it gets really thin. But the good thing is nobody sees it, so it doesn't matter. And as Jim said, it kind of looks cool as an army green even. We could have gone army green for Chuffed. But white and grey will look good too. The first layer of paint has dried. This afternoon, once the sun has started going down a little bit, we will, it's very windy, but this afternoon when the sun's gone down a little bit, we'll do the next primer coat. So exciting to get paint on. We went with the Intertough 2-part epoxy primer, mostly because it's readily available locally. The etch primer needed to be covered within 48 hours, so we're on to the second coat the first thing the next day. Okay, well, let's see if I can do this a bit less disastrously this time. This one will be a bit easier to pour, hopefully. A little bit of thinner. Try not to go too fast. Alright, we're about to start step 2 of painting the deck, which is a 2-part grey epoxy primer. It's a pretty thick epoxy primer, so it's like fairly high build. Hoping we just do 1 layer of that and then we'll be able to do the top deck paint layer. So yeah, we shall begin.
thinking all about my enemies. Titanic sinking, who killed the Kennedys? Perusing journals and picking up all my memories. I was tripping on low stakes and jealousy. Grown now, does my life get any different with the tools I'm on now? Would a young me even listen?
So Jim's just sanding away. I'm gonna go over and give it a kind of dust and vacuum, and then we'll be ready for the top coat. So we're gonna be doing the roll and tip method, and we're gonna do that with both the first coat and the second coat. We've never done it before. We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Working hard for the money, even though you don't get paid. Petite Easy Epoxy is a one-part epoxy paint, making it very easy to use as you can't mix it wrong. In hindsight, we may have been able to get a cheaper two-component paint locally, but we were already using a lot of the Petite products, and we were trying to stick with one system as much as we could. We did find this paint really easy to roll out though, and it seems to look really good. The roll and tip method is fairly simple. You roll out a small area of paint and then using the tip of a wet brush, gently brush over it to smooth any air bubbles. As the sun sets, we have white paint over the boat. Woohoo! First coat's done. Now tomorrow we do the second, but I think it looks pretty good already. We quickly realised Jim was the better roller and I the better tipper. The final coat is on and it's drying. And I had to run back to the boat after our shower because we left the GoPro hanging up where we were filming. But yeah, we are extraordinarily excited to have that coat on. We had a super busy day. We're both feeling a bit sick. But hopefully in 2 days, once all that paint's dry, we'll be able to put the windows on and it will be like we have achieved something. I'm very, very excited. Good night. While we waited for the paint to dry, I caught up on some vet work and found Pasquale's pack had some new additions. So basically when I do a puppy check over, I check their eyes, I check the openings of the ears, I then check inside their mouths, and this is to check for a cleft palate because that can be a congenital problem they have. I then check their little private parts and make sure I can't see any hernias in the inguinal area and in the umbilical area, and just a general check over to make sure they look healthy, which you can see this little fellow does. Wow, those puppies are so cute. And Pasquale has given us permission to look for owners, which is really good. So we'll find them some good homes. Does look like Laika is also pregnant though, the black girl. So we'll have to find her puppies homes as well. I almost spayed her a few weeks ago, but they're only just starting to trust me, and I really wanted it to not be like Sultan's experience. I wanted it to be, you know, calm and friendly and fun. Well, not fun, but you know, good for them. And yes, I probably should have just done it. Anyway, but we'll get them all spayed once they've had their puppies and make sure everybody has no more puppies in the future. Elena's just neatening up our little nylon washers that have been put in with some sealant. And basically they're there to provide a bit of a spacer so that when we fill this with sealant and tighten the window down, we don't squish it all away. We are about to install our first window, which is very exciting and ever so slightly nerve-wracking as well. Which other one came off? That one's loose. So right now we're just checking the washers that the washers are intact. And basically, yeah, we're going to put sealant on. Yeah, sealant's going on. The washers help space it. Poking all the screws through, put it down on the window, and then putting the nuts and washers on the inside.
This window.
Muscle manos.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. And I learned a very important lesson once, the hard way, that you have to peel your tape off while the Sikaflex is still wet.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your tape has become an integral part of the Sikaflex.
Like first
Yep.
those two, then those two,
Yep.
and then the corners,
Okay.
and then it should sit pretty flat.
Okay, cool. And is the plan to put, like, you put all the Sikaflex on the bottom, like on the underside?
Now on
Then-
on here, and then we just put the window on top.
Ah, you put it on the...
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just easier to handle.
Yeah, definitely. And do you try and have a few screws in as you go down, and
Yeah.
then, okay,
And the ones where the washers are missing, we need to put the
screws
screws with the
first.
washer and Sikaflex on first.
Yeah, so there's the
And then-
washer there.
And then when it's sitting like this,
Yeah.
we're gonna squeeze some Sikaflex in the holes,
Yeah.
so it's gonna seal off.
Okay, cool. This washer's just loose, so it keeps moving across, but it's still attached, so I just put the loose washer so you can more easily tell. And I think the others are all sitting in their homes as they're meant to by the looks of it. Cool, I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous.
And
I know.
those screws are big screws, or?
Yes,
What
so
are they?
these are the long ones, and then these are the short ones.
Okay.
And in theory, the short ones go through far enough. I tried to test them with like the washer and the bolt and the everything, so they should be long enough that we
And this one is to
Shouldn't do everything.
just hold the screw in place.
okay, yeah,
So
while
we
someone's
don't move it
downstairs.
here. Just hold it in place.
Yeah, while the person downstairs tightens.
Yeah.
And do you tighten when we first tighten downstairs? Do we tighten like tight, or tighten as in like just so it's touching kind of thing, and then go around?
No,
and-
we just go up with the battery drill,
It's okay to just go. Yeah, cool. Alrighty.
like from, I don't know, 2 or 3, so that the screws will go on,
Yep.
and then just go around the tightening.
Okay, cool. 4.
Mm-hmm.
When you were saying,
Yeah,
but
so we're
it
gonna
kind of sticks back on.
stick that one back on. A little bit of the Sika.
Is it better to put that through so it goes in the right spot, or is it it doesn't matter so much? We'll need one more short screw to go with it too, babe. When you're ready. Basically aligned with this screw. That one's aligned.
Beautiful. Okay, wait.
It's just one of those jobs, hey, I just can't touch anything after.
Then the 2 on the bottom.
Yep. So, any particular order we want to go in now?
Inside, starting from the bottom up, like that one,
Yep.
and then work our way up.
Okay.
Oh no, we forgot the corner.
So do the 2 top corners?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the inner one first.
The left one?
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
And the right one.
Yep.
Nice. Then we
Cool.
can just work our way from here down to the bottom.
Top to bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And
That
then
one
go
again.
Top to bottom again, or just go across?
Now the corner again, like the lower corner.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. And then we could just go like circular.
Yeah.
And full of Sikaflex. Next one. And last one. Okay.
That's it.
Not quiet. Still got a little bit of movement.
To go a little tighter.
Yeah.
Yep. Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, further up. One more.
That looks good. Do we keep going or is that good?
No, looks good to me.
Cool. Yeah, I don't see movement anymore from the inside either.
Yeah, we don't want to over tighten it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, just move the Sikaflex on the tape.
One window's on. What's my window dance? I was just saying, Lena, it's so nice to like have a completed task done. Even though it's only one, but it's still very, very nice. It's a good feeling. We repeated these steps of putting down the windows and slowly tightening all the screws on the next window, and I found the real key to this job was good communication and teamwork. Alright, so
We're not having power today.
you guys might remember that I was worried about the rain. Well, we got 2 windows on, and sure enough, it rained! Luckily, there's not very much water inside the boat, but it was so typical that would happen. So we're getting the rest of the windows and the hatch on today, so it won't matter so much if it rains again.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. On the camera, it barely even looks like there's a window there. It's so clean and beautiful. Compare that to that. The cost of this project was just over $300 for the big sheet of smoked acrylic and just over $200 to have it cut based on the old templates. We got lucky and found a local sign maker who had a big old machine to cut thick plastics with using a computer. It was pretty cool technology and they turned out great. We spent around $80 on 4 tubes of Sikaflex 295 with the UV rating, which was actually one of the harder things to get into the country. So all in all, replacing the old windows came in at around $600, was well worth it.
So just gonna leave a gap here intentionally. So if there's any air entrapped in this area, it can escape.
Gap. Gap.
That's a very cool idea. I would have definitely have just filled it up with as much sealant as possible. This one.
And then this one.
Yep. Lit them up.
Okay.
doing that's when you realise how badly these window frames were cut too, and they're originally done, they're pretty crooked. So. Whoa. Looks a bit strange, huh?
That's what it would look like having a window.
Yep. I'm gonna try. Get... Okay. Oy. Now I want to get everything back on because then I think it'll look even better, like with the frames and the headliners. And yeah, it's really good. I didn't even see that one. Where did I put Mi Paco Bonito. Pasquale and his packs have become a regular part of our weeks here. We love going out to check on the doggies, but we also have developed a really fun friendship with Pasquale. He has some pretty amazing stories about revolutions, wars, and times long past. If you would like to help us keep the local dogs healthy and get this clinic back in the water, you can make a once-off donation or become a patron to receive extra content. Until next time, stay chuffed everybody!